Hey everybody, Rachel here. And I just, as promised, wanted to give you guys a little tutorial on how I use Zoom to do makeshift classes with people that are out of the area. This tool is so effective. I'm so thankful for it. We do pay for the subscription, but there are many, many free options, and I have heard from some other people that even with the free version, you still have room to be able to do this with like sharing your screen and whatnot. Yeah, so Zoom is incredible. It's something that you can just download onto your computer, or you can download it onto your phone. I have it on both so that if I'm out and about, I'm able to take the conference calls or whatever. But if we're doing something that's a little more scheduled and a little more, we're trying to be a little more professional, then I'll definitely pull out the computer and just use this. But most people don't know really what Zoom is capable of besides just being able to talk with each other. You do have the option to type, so if you're not able to actually speak on it, I have seen many times different communications just being able to like kind of like an IM or a text, you know, back and forth. But really, it is the share screen option that I find to be so effective. So let's talk about ahead of time before you actually schedule the Zoom. If this is something that you're trying to take advantage of, what I love to do is share samples with people that are out of state before we schedule the Zoom call. So I will gather up some of the key oils. I like to do a sample of peppermint, of wild orange, and then you can kind of, it depends on your budget really and what you're trying to accomplish. And it depends on the person you're sending the samples to. Always know your target audience or the person that you're trying to captivate and what they're going through and what they're interested in. So if they're interested in weight loss stuff, maybe send a sample of lemon, a sample of Slim and Sassy. If they're interested in, you know, if they have little ones and they're interested in protecting their family, send a sample of On Guard and maybe some Digestin. If they're an athlete and they're just looking to use these for like, for working out, definitely send a Deep Blue sample and maybe some Melaleuca. Trying to think if anything else pops in my mind. Any type of emotional issues, definitely send them, you know, whatever the emotional aromatherapy blend of your choice is, or balance is always an awesome go-to. Elevation, anytime they're extra sad, if you know what I'm talking about. You get the idea. I definitely wouldn't send them more than 5 samples. I think that that can get a little overwhelming unless you have a specific plan with it. You are definitely more than welcome to send every oil that you go through within your class element. Obviously, do you. But I just don't think it's required is what I'm saying. I definitely stick anywhere from 3 to 5 samples. And I think that's an adequate amount to give them a good taste of doTERRA and let them, and it's kind of like a good teaser amount so that they can make the determination to purchase, which is the goal. If you give them too many samples, then they're going to be set for a while. And I've made that mistake so many times. So just sharing some little tidbits. Okay, but you've sent the samples. You've contacted them to see and make sure that they got the samples. They say, yes, the samples have arrived. You say, wonderful. Let's set up a time to chat on Zoom and we can do a little class. So you schedule it and you make sure that they know how to access it, either on their computer or on their phone, whichever their preferred way is. If they do want to use their phone, you can actually send them the app link straight from your phone through the Zoom link. So just go into the Zoom app and there should be an option to be able to like share the app and then you can text it to them. You're going to want to make sure that they have the ID number because that's how they're going to know to access the specific one. So give them the correct ID number. You're given one that's specifically for you when you sign up, so you can always just use that. That's the one I tend to give out, is the one that was generated for us. Okay, and Zoom is also obviously what I record all of our webinars on too, so this is just really great information for once you get to that point where you want to start doing specialized classes. Make sure that you're known within your team dynamics, so recording different webinars with Zoom is phenomenal. And if you're going to do that, then obviously you just hit the fancy record button, and do know that it begins recording right away. So I always have this awkward little delay, but I should know better, because as soon as you hit record is when you'll start talking. Okay, so you've set it up. We're back to the class now, and you're ready to have that initial class. So you guys hop on together. Definitely be friendly, be personable. Don't just jump right to business. That people get kind of annoyed with that. Ask them how their day was. You know, share some of yours or whatever's comfortable. Don't make it awkward. And then tell them that you're about to share your screen with them so that you guys can follow along together. So there's a button right at the bottom, and I'm hoping you guys can see this. I'm not sure, since the recording, maybe I only have access to it, but it is a little green box with an arrow, and it says share screen. So once you click on that, you have the option to share your desktop, to share your whiteboard, to share an iPhone, iPad via AirPlay, which that's also interesting too. So if I wanted to actually share different things from my phone, I could just hook it up to AirPlay, and it would let me show you what's on my phone. I can share my iPhone or my iPad via a cable if I just plug this into my computer. Or I can share the Zoom Pro account. I wonder if that will let you see my... Maybe now you can see my share button. So this is the share button I was talking about. We're going to go back though, because I don't want to show you that. I was just curious what it did. Okay, what I want to show you is the desktop. So the desktop is what you will share in order to share your computer and what you're looking at. So I have taken the luxury of already pulling up doTERRA.com. Hang on a second. There we go. Okay, that's better. If you'll notice, I had my Safari zoomed all the way out, so once it did, it cut off the video. So don't do that. Don't maximize it, have it minimized, and then you can just set the parameters for the screen yourself. And once you're in here, if you go to Our Advocates and go to Empowered Success, this is where all of our new teaching material lives. It is so helpful. I believe Live Guide through Build Guide is available right now, as well as Natural Solutions. We are still waiting on the Launch Your Business Guide, the Healthy Can Be Simple Guide, and the Essential Emotions class. I'll definitely be making up some webinars once all of this stuff becomes more available. The Natural Solutions one you guys will be seeing later on, very soon. And as well as the Live, Share, and Build. I'll be making those soon. All right, so this is your classic class. This is the one that is for those of us that come from the EDGE system. This is the one that is replacing what we call the TerraPad, the Makeover Your Medicine Cabinet. It's had a couple other names too, I think. But this is your classic introductory class. And what's really lovely about this is, of course, you can purchase a 10-pack, and I strongly recommend that for your one-on-ones, for your big classes. People love to have stuff to actually look at and have in their hands and to be able to take home with them. So don't rob them of that opportunity. Definitely purchase the 10-pack. I think it's $4. So it's a really good price, good bang for your buck. But you don't have to send them. So with the samples, you don't have to feel the need to include one of your TerraPads in there, or your handouts. I guess I should be changing my language. Your handout. You have the option to download now. So this makes it really easy. It just pops up right here on your screen, and then you can present your class to them. So this is where you would honestly just act like it's any other one-on-one. Give them the opportunity to speak when they feel the need to, or they want to share something or have a question. But otherwise, just be professional and charming, just like you already are, and teach the class. Teach them about natural solutions for healthy, empowered living. You can go through the modern approach, the natural approach, just keep trucking right along. And the beauty of this is that when you actually come up to an oil to feature, like peppermint, melaleuca, frankincense, hopefully you've given them some samples sprinkled throughout that's within this Natural Solutions handout, and you can be able to reference that. And it's also very important for you to have yours. So don't let them just be the loony that's trying to figure out how to put their oils on, and you're just kind of instructing them, you know, blindly through it. Use your oils that you have. So if I were on this first section and I was like, yeah, so as you can see, 28 cups of peppermint tea is equivalent to 1 drop of peppermint oil. That is so amazing. It is so potent. So I sent you some peppermint. I'm sure you have it with you. So why don't you take it out right now, and I want to show you how I love to use peppermint. Let's take off the cap. It is great to just be able to put a drop right on your tongue. Whoa, do you feel that is so strong and so potent? You know, it's amazing. Opens up your nasal passages. It's awesome. As you can see, it's also really good for cooling. Let's combine it with the sample that I gave you of wild orange, and let's give ourselves a little neck massage, and you can feel just how cooling this is and how amazing it is for relieving tension. Just, you know, rub it in. And the great part about this is, yeah, you're just having a chat with your friend. So you're not going to want to be weird about it. You're just going to do all the same things that you would be doing with your friend, because this specific version, unless you're doing something, you know, kind of staged, it's just going to be, yeah, it's not going to be recorded. So you could just laugh, have fun with your friends, whatever. But definitely make sure that you're having them pull out those samples. That should actually be something that you make sure that they have, and talk about that aspect of it as you're scheduling your Zoom. Not when you're in your Zoom, but when you're scheduling it. Be like, oh, by the way, make sure that you have that entire sample packet that I sent you. Have it next to you while we do the Zoom call, because I really want to show you how to use these essential oils. So yeah, then you would keep trucking through it. You would, you know, if you have a sample of Melaleuca, have them use that. And if they don't, it's still okay. You don't like pass it by. You still talk about it. So I'd be like, yeah, and I have Melaleuca. Melaleuca is great for rejuvenating and cleansing your skin, boosting your immune function, relieving skin irritation, cleansing surfaces. Give some personal testimonies. Keep it trucking. It's very, very important to make sure you're keeping your class to 45 minutes. This is something that I have always struggled with. I am so long-winded, and I just love to share. But it's been proven time and time again that people's attention span is only so long, and you want to honor their time, and you want to honor your time. Don't leave your kids with a sitter for longer than they have to be. You know, honor your time and honor their time, and just keep it to 45 minutes. Something that's a very effective tip that I actually heard while at convention was to set a timer on your phone for 45 minutes and let them know what you're doing. Be like, okay, before we begin, I'm actually going to set a timer on my phone for 45 minutes because I respect your time and I respect mine, and I want us to be able to get through the information in a good chunk of time so that we still have time to talk about things afterwards that are relevant to you and how I can help to assist you better. So that is just a really great way to stay accountable to yourself. And it's also, we've all been in those classes where maybe it's not you that's so, chatty, but it's the person sitting across from you that just loves to share all the things. And of course that's great, but they asked for a meeting with you. So make sure you hone in that space of being the leader, of being the presenter, the educator, and just very classily, is that even a word? You understand what I'm saying? Bring it back. Just make sure you're always bringing it back to the subject at hand, bringing it back. Or you could even reference your timer if it's kind of going over. Oh, okay. Well, hey, we only have about 30 minutes left and so much more to get through. So I'm just going to run through this real quick. If it starts to be a little bit crazy and you don't want to say that more than like twice, referencing your timer, then just know the fact that this person needs to talk and you need to be a good listener. And sometimes that is more important. So be willing to set it aside, maybe reschedule the actual class and just sit with them for the rest of your 45 minutes and be a friend. That goes so far within this business, just being a friend for people. Okay, back to the topic at hand. So you can definitely keep going through this. This section over here, the how to use, is definitely amazing with the oils in front of them. So you can be showcasing aromatic use, you could be showcasing topical use, you could be showcasing internal use. Make sure that one of the samples you send them is an internal oil, whether it's peppermint that you just lick off your tongue, whether it's lemon that you ask them to go get a glass of water in a proper container, be mindful of that, and have them drop some oil in, have them taste it. And even if they're like, I do not like that flavor, share the experience. Yeah, it's kind of an adjustment for all of us. Be honest with people. Don't be totally showboaty and just trying to get the sale, you know, everything positive. Like, be honest. People honor and respect your honesty more than anything else. They need to know that they can trust you. And that's what you're really trying to solidify with this class. Even with people who you've known your entire life, this is still a new level for them to see you in as a business owner, as a business person, as an educator, as a leader. So this is still a new role that you have to identify brand new trust in. So understand that, please, that you can't just like waltz in and expect that they trust you. You still have to be honest with your testimonies and tell them your experiences, and that's what makes it so special. So yeah, just keep going along through the class. You can get to some kit options. As I'm sure you've noticed if you've gone through this, this does not have all the kit options. I do like the fact that it highlights some of the most popular, but I feel, you know, a little bit of longing for those other kit options as well, because I definitely like to make sure that people know all of their options. So it's up to you on whether at this point, if you just want to leave it at this, like just highlighting these 4 kits, or if you want to bring up a separate document where you show them all the kit options. And that can be found just on your shop tab in your website. You can show them what the different enrollment kit options are. Or just do a Google search for doTERRA enrollment kits, and that'll give you a PDF. It's a beautiful version of all the kits right there. I could just do it right now. You know what I mean? Like, you're on the computer, so just pull it up with them. Make sure that you're actually giving room for people to give you answers as well. Like here, when you're going over your loyalty rewards and when you're accessing like retail or wholesale, make sure you're kind of pausing there and getting an answer from them. You don't want to just be the one that's talking. You want to give them that space to be able to declare what they want and to support them in that. So Michael just walked in the door. So you have your retail, and so then you would stop and be like, are you interested in ordering retail? Or are you interested in ordering wholesale? And then you would just keep it trucking. How to change your life by living the lifestyle, sharing with others, building an impact. And here you have a really great reference chart that gives you all the prices and all those points and everything. So hopefully this gave you a really good breakdown of how to have a class via Zoom. I thank you guys so much for just watching with me. And if you have any specific questions, definitely let me know. There are other amazing things that you can do on Zoom. I don't know if you happen to watch our video that we did with Desiree Nalanto on placement. There's actually a whiteboard feature that you can use on Zoom as well, where if you want to draw things out with your mouse cursor, you have the option to little squares, little circles, you know, if you're trying to give them kind of a visual or a diagram. So that's something else that you have the option to do. Okay, well, thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.